John Anik and Kenny Florian podcast. John Anik and Kenny Florian.
I love them. I can't get enough of them.
Let's hear that Boston next.
Big jab there from Duffy, and Frank Mir is hurt now. Down goes Duffy, out cold. Frank Mir does it again. Rock'em sock'em robots here. Oh my goodness.
Hyperbole.
They're a couple of absolutely self-involved bull artists.
Here are your hosts, John Anik and Kenny Florian.
Headshot, bang, done.
Well, we hope your week is going well. It is episode 398 of the Anik and Florian podcast presented by DraftKings, and that means that next week is our 400th episode. So Get out the balloons.
Wow.
Ken Flo's going skydiving to celebrate. Is that right? No?
Oh, no, I'm afraid of heights, John.
Yeah.
I am too.
Very
I wouldn't even
I am
bungee
too.
jump in one of
I
those
am too.
controlled settings. Are you? All of us. How about that?
My wife went skydiving, and I was like, I can't believe you're doing this. It's terrifying. I'm terrified.
If Petrie wasn't in such a hole and I wasn't taking the punishment with him, I would maybe suggest some sort of heights punishment for the loser of the 2023 main event challenge.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So Ray Longo always seems to sing your praises, as we like to do as well. You get a lot of love on these airwaves. You deserve it. But you have lost a lot of close fights this year.
Yes,
and
close ones.
this show, I feel like we do a pretty good job balancing talking about mixed martial arts with balancing with the scoring and the judging.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'm just curious how you saw the Leon Edwards-Kamaru Usman fight, how you saw the Justin Gaethje Rafael Fiziev fight, given the fact that you were on both favorites and those fights went to both dogs.
Yeah, I lost a lot. I was doing okay. I won my parlay, and then those final two fights, I said, you know what? Wallet's fat. Let's reload. Your reads are good. Listen, it's my fault for doubting Justin Gaethje. I mean, it was a phenomenal performance. He sized up. He looked to be in the best shape of his career. The thing is like when Gaethje gets in that third round, he's so quick and explosive. That third round, those shots aren't coming like that, but they were this fight. And that's what he did. His best round was the third round. That's where he did a lot of his damage, and he looked great. I have no problem with that decision. And I have no problem with the main event. I had 2 units. I doubled down and did 2 units on Kamaru Usman. I really had a good feeling about it. And I had it 4-1, 3-2 Leon. I just did. And I've been getting a lot of messages about biasy from Bisping for his Englishman and all this. I don't know if I really necessarily saw that too much. I thought Leon landed the cleaner shots. Leg kicks count, people. Body kicks count. You know what I mean? And I thought Kamaru just looked a little hesitant and really just kind of slow and non-explosive. And he landed one really good single leg takedown. Was very explosive. I believe it was in the third round. But other than that, his takedowns looked a little kind of off to me. But I had it without the point taken away, and I'm glad the point was taken away. That was pretty egregious. I did have Leon win in that fight. I mean, worst case scenario draw, but I thought Leon looked better and he landed the more significant strikes. He did the more damage to me. And I had no problem with that. I did have a problem with the Santos fight, though, in the prelims. That's the only one. I thought Santos beat Lerone Murphy. But besides all that, I was okay with the judges.
Yeah, I think a lot of that hesitancy had to do with those leg kicks. I think they really slowed him down. And again, having that history of having a bad wheel, that knee, I think Leon Edwards really wanted to attack those legs and slow him down. I think it worked.
Yeah.
All right, as we update the standings, Ken Flo, I want to look back at your week. Plus $415. You did hit on both underdogs, Justin Gaethje and Leon Edwards. I mean, you're really a gangster in so many walks of life. You really are.
Yeah.
You had 2 units on Gunnar Nelson. You weren't at all scared of the price, and you didn't have to sweat that one out. You could smile a little bit. I mean, you're having a hell of a year.
Here's the thing. I've been up in the past. in the past. I know how this game is brutal. And Brian, I'm not sleeping on this kid. He could come right back next week.
We're not talking about him right now. We're talking about you.
Yeah,
so
Ken, you did a great week.
You're plus $25 for the year, but that doesn't at all reflect just how sharp your handicapping has been. Even on this card, Kenny, right? The fights you didn't hit, Casey O'Neill and Roman Dolidze, there's segments of the population that believe that those fighters won. Anything for us on those 2 pay-per-view fights that did not go your way, Ken Flo?
Yeah, the Dolidze fight, I thought that he's got an argument. I thought he was landing some good shots. Vittori, I thought, was busier. But I thought, again, the shots that Dolidze was landing, I thought were a little bit more impactful. Maybe I'm biased there. I did not go back and watch that. I don't have a problem with the Maia fight. I thought the Maia fight, that they got that one right. I thought O'Neal came on a little too late in that fight. She should have been a little bit sharper to start. But anyways, so Dolidze, I think, has a bit of an argument, but no problem with the O'Neal-Maia fight at all.
Bri, you did have Jennifer Maia plus 155. She really got a lot done. Good combinations, looked really good, and maybe more of a boxing stance than a Muay Thai stance that we've seen in the past. And all hail Casey O'Neal, right? King Casey O'Neal coming back from like 9 months of an ACL surgery. She didn't have the full 12 months and in perpetual forward motion. I do think that she'll be better in the future, but it's minus $415 for you, BP, and minus 2120 on the year. So we have some work to do, but
absolutely,
given the way, I know you're totally undeterred because you know that you have the ability to whack a 5-unit play, right?
Sure does.
You're not constrained by the 2022 main event challenge scoring system.
It's March, baby. It's March. We got time. Real quick, I want to give a little more compliments to Ken Flo. I listened and I was on a lot of podcasts this week. I did a lot of shows this week. This fat face was everywhere. There were people who love Judson Gaethje, their favorite fighter, and they weren't willing to lay the nuts and bet him because Fiziev was this unstoppable striking beast. You broke that fight down perfect. You were confident, and that's why you're the best, and that's why this show's the best, and that's why people should listen to you. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you, buddy.
There you go. See, people have it twisted. It's not Longo. It's Flo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, so let us make some predictions. UFC Fight Night, Sandhagen versus Vera. We will start at middleweight. Chidi and Njokuani, minus 165. Albert Duraev, plus 140. So Njokuani, Bri, and we won't have you lead on all of these, rest assured, because we have a deficit to make up. But he is coming off his first UFC loss, wild one against Gregory Rodriguez. Duraev also coming off a loss to New Mansa Joaquin Buckley last June. Who do you have here?
Listen, Chidi Bang Bang is a guy that, first off, the nickname is perfect for him, right? This is a guy that's, I don't know what's more powerful, his voice or his actual hands and feet and elbows. This guy is pure striking. I picked him last time against Gregory Rodriguez. I liked him, but he slowed down. Like, he cracked Gregory Rodriguez, put the giant that's permanent on Rodriguez, but just couldn't really catch up his cardio, and then Albert Duraev, all 4 of his losses come by getting finished, right? The guy has durability issues coming off the Joaquin Buckley knockout, but he does have some good wrestling. He is aggressive. Undersized, I think he probably is a 170. Chidi's huge. He's 6'3". Duraev's 5'11", not, a little light in the ass for 185, in my opinion. But he is with Chris Curtis and he's with Sean Strickland. He's with those guys in Vegas, being a killer right now. And I think styles make fights. And the only way for me to cut this deficit and take some dogs here, I think Duraev could get this fight to the ground. I think Chidi is susceptible to getting takedowns and getting ground and pounded it. It's only lost once by submission. So I don't know if a submission is going to happen, but I see Duraev getting it down, avoiding the big shots. Because if he gets hits once, I think it might be over. Avoiding the big shots, getting this fight to the ground, using your cardio, using your smaller frame to get it on the legs. Give me Duraev here by the dog. And I like a finish. I think a finish is going to happen. Give me Duraev.
Chidi and Njokuani.
Woof. Woof.
That's who you just.
My testosterone just went up, by the way.
Isn't that amazing?
I feel stronger. I feel good.
You don't need your testosterone shot today. You just get that. That's the guy that's the voice of the guy that Petrie just picked against.
Damn, that's good.
Oh, man.
Listen, this is a tricky one for me. Not as tricky as the main event, I think, but, Brian made a lot of great points. As he very intelligently mentioned, styles do make fights. I'm a little nervous for Njokuani on the grappling side of things. However, he does have a huge advantage on the striking, I think. I don't know if this is a finish by Duraev, but I do think if he does win, it probably goes to decision. But because of that, I think it gives Njokuani 15 minutes to try to land one of those big shots. I think he can do it. So I'm going Njokuani here.
Chidi and Njokuani, minus 165 for Ken Flo. I am never going to try to imitate that man again.
That's so deep.
Right, in flyweight, Manel Kopp, he of Remember the Show fame, minus 205. Alex Perez, plus 175. Kopp has been super competitive, Kenny. We'll lead with you here. In all of his UFC starts, he's won the last 3 of them. He's got championship momentum now. Perez, tough run of late on the other side, hasn't been able to compete a lot when he has. He's lost quickly. It's a big fight here at flyweight, Ken Flo. We need a prediction right here, right now.
Yeah, I like Manel Kopp. I think that Perez is very good. I think there's a lot of skills that he possesses, but as far as putting it all together, doing it at the right time, I think it's tough, especially against a guy in Kopp who I think is going to be a handful. He's extremely fast, very powerful. I think he's putting it together way more now in his UFC career. He's way more comfortable in the octagon, it seems, and I think it's Kopp's fight to lose. I like Manel Kopp here.
Brian Petrie, what do you think? The former world title challenger, Alex Perez, plus 175. You got to think you're going to get a big effort out of him given recent results. Or do you like Manel Kopp, north of 2-1?
So let's hope Alex Perez makes it. I mean, there's a lot of canceled fights on his record. You know, he's very inconsistent with injuries and everything, and he's coming back. This is a big fight for him. He has no favorites. I mean, he went on a run where he won 3 in a row, all 3, and then he got a title shot. All 3 are no longer in the UFC. Then he got submitted by Davison Figueiredo in very early, and then obviously the Pantoja fight very early as well. His leg kicks are beautiful. His power is good, but I think he's a little bit overrated. I think he's a fun fighter. He was off that first season of the Contender Series, and I think people really made something of him. Now, Manel Kopp's my guy. This is my guy right here. Love this guy. This is finally talent meets hard work. He was always talented. He always had the skills. Now he's working hard. He was at AK for a while, shored up his wrestling. Now he's down in Vegas. And I just hear worlds about this guy in the room, about him, just everything. And then he picked his shots so beautifully. He's got everything in the tools. His takedown fitness there, his power's there, his speed's there, his timing's there. I love this guy. I love him so much. This is a whale play. Max bet, 5 unis. Let's get back into it, baby. 5 unis. Let's go. I ain't messing around.
I love it.
So I believe it's $1,025 or so on Manel Kopp.
Let's go,
to
Johnny.
Win. I like it, PP. I like it. You got a lot of fucking tools, Manel Kopp. I like watching both of these guys, but I like that your stones are on the table. And we do remind our viewers that, and our listeners, of course, the diehards on the audio side dating to April of 2015, that these guys can abstain and they don't have to pick every fight. They can leave one on the board. All of these odds courtesy of DraftKings Sportsbook. Next up, Macy Barber, minus 205. Same price here, guys. Andrea KGB Lee is plus 175. 9th UFC appearance for Macy Barber. She has won her last 3. Andrea Lee has won 2 of her last 3, but she has not fought since a loss to Viviane Araujo last May. Brian Petrie, Macy Barber, the favorite, or Andrea Lee, the dog?
Yeah, Macy was the next big thing, right? And I just feel like the injury, and then when she came back against Miranda Maverick, I thought she lost that fight even though she won. She looked good her last time out, and I don't know if her skills have plateaued. I don't know if she's going anywhere else, but I feel like she's a little stagnant. I think there's way more that she could be doing. I mean, I think she's incredibly talented. You look at Andrea Lee, she's bounced around her camps. You know, she's had a lot of things going on in her life, and she's just kind of on it. She's very aggressive, very forward pressure. She's good off her back. She mixes in takedowns. She's short up her cardio, very high volume. Macy's more of a punch selection kind of fighter, as more as a high volume. This could be interesting here. And the way the judges are going, I'm going to abstain from this fight. This is the fight I'm going to abstain from because I think Macy Barber is going to win. But with the way judges are going, I don't know how I think this fights could be everywhere. I don't know how they're going to score it. And again, I just whale played Manel Kopp. I don't want to lose it on this. So let me abstain. Macy Barber's the pick though.
See, I don't know how I would proceed if I had a $2,000 deficit right now, because if you guys agree a lot, right, like you're going to have to take some chances. I know it's only March, right, but I think you got to take some chances. And he's certainly taken one here with Manel Kopp. I'm still stuck on that. He obviously did not make the selection, Ken Flo, for the record, on Macy Barber. Minus 205, Andrea Lee, plus 175. Kenny, what do you have for us?
Yeah, this was a tricky one for me as well, because I think there is some value on Andrea Lee here. Macy Barber, the way that she fights, she tends to get to the clinch. She'll stay busy there. But as far as causing damage, I think Andrea Lee has more of a chance of causing damage and perhaps even getting a finish. I think Macy Barber's pacing might be a problem for Andrea Lee here. But I don't know. This is tricky. Andrea Lee's got some good skills. She's got some good long-range weapons. I think she has some decent submissions as well. She is tough as nails. Macy Barber is tough as nails as well. well. And I think the key here is going to be the start of Maycee Barber. If she can get off to a good start, I think she can, cruise and win this fight and take control. But sometimes we see her get off to a slow start. That is a little nerve-wracking, so I understand why Brian is hesitant on this one. I'm picking Maycee Barber here.
Kenflo goes Maycee Barber minus 205. All right. Next up, Nate Landwehr. What does your shirt say, Kenflo? Night Market? Is that what your shirt says? Night Market?
Night Market. Good Thai restaurant in Vegas. Yeah.
Ooh,
well,
nice.
in LA as well. That's where I first went to. But there's another one in the Virgin. Check it out.
All right. Nate Landwehr minus 275. Austin Lingo plus 230. Lingo has not fought since a win over Luis Saldana, August 2021. He's 9-1 overall, Bri. Only lost by unanimous decision to Yusuf Zalal. That was February of 2020. Actually was going to return in 2022, had to pull out of a fight against David Onama during fight week. Then there was a fight actually this month against Ricardo Ramos, but the latter weighed in 8 pounds heavy. So Lingo's return comes against Landwehr, who's won 2 in a row, Brian Petrie.
Yeah.
You like Nate the Train to keep it going, or you like the dog Austin Lingo?
Boys, we're on the tracks. We're on the Nate the Train tracks, baby. Clarksville, Tennessee, stand up. I love Nate the Train. I love this guy's energy. This dude just fights, right? Before he even really became a professional, he just fought. Like, that's what he loves to do. And now he's really taking it serious. This guy's cardio is through the roof. His toughness is through the roof. And he's coming off 2 really good wins. I mean, truly really good wins where he showed his cardio and toughness as well-rounded game. Got a submission over Ludwig Klein. Beat David Onama, which was a whale play for me back in the day because David Onama is a great fighter, right? But Nate the Train, there's just something about him. I need him on that microphone. I need him shouting out his wife in Clarksville, Tennessee, and that Tennessee Diaz vibe that he's giving me. I love it. And you got Austin Lingo, who's a tough dude, right? Very good boxer. It's just so basic. Power not really there. I don't think he's going to stutter, Nate. He's landed over 100 strikes in two fights ago and never really rocked a guy. So I'm questioning his power a little bit. Props for him to take this fight with, he cut weight, got missed weight 2 weeks later. Now he's here. That whole limbo thing kind of scares me. Regardless, though, this could be another max play for me because I love Nate the Train Landwehr. I love his personality. I love his fighting style. I think he's going to put a pace, pressure on Lingo. It's going to break him. Maybe not finish because Lingo is very durable, but give me Nate the Train, baby. Get Nate the Train.
I know those kids, those memes and those GIFs or whatever Cody and all those children call the memes and the GIFs. You make one of Brian Petrie saying, I need him. I need Nate the Train Landwehr. I need him. Kenny, Austin Lingo, Nate Landwehr. Landwehr's won a couple fights in a row. Pretty good competition. David Onama and Ludwig Klein, who just competed last weekend. But maybe a prohibitive price here, nearly 3-1.
Yeah, this is going to be.
It's a gift, not GIF like the peanut butter. Fuck, man.
It's all right, John. It's all right, John.
You can say whatever you want, John. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
It looks like GIF. I thought it was. Right. Sorry, Kenny.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I like this fight. This could be a fight of the night type fight here as well. I think Lingo's a very talented striker. Landwehr's got to be careful on the feet a little bit, but I like his pacing as well. I like his ability to grind. He has more than proven his toughness and durability in fights. So, give me Hick Diaz, dude.
There it is. There it is.
All right, and we'll go right back to Kenflo on the co-main event at bantamweight because Petrie's going to lead the dance on the main event. Co-main, 135 pounds. Holly Holm, minus 230. Yana Santos is plus 195. Holm coming off that split loss to Ketlin Vieira last May. Very close fight. Holly pretty upset with the decision that night. Santos, formerly Kunitskaya, has taken some time off to have a child, Thiago Santos, the husband and the father, if you're wondering. She lost to Irene Aldana last time out by TKO. That was July of 2021, but she had beaten Ketlin Vieira earlier that year. Holly Holm, minus 230. Kenny, Yana Santos, plus 195.
I think Yana Santos is tough as nails. I think Holly, she's been fighting a long time, but I think she's still going to be tough in there. I think that everything that Yana does, Holly does a little bit better. And of course, Holly has just so much experience. I think the key for her though is to go out there, take control of the fight from the get-go, be confident, be nice and relaxed, let your tools work for you, and take control. Keep Yana on the outside. Yana does have an ability to grind, but I don't think it's going to be enough here against Holly Holm. I like Holly here. I like Holly, and I'd like to add another unit to that pick.
Hey.
Oh, look at that. So $460 to pay $400 on Holly Holm for Ken Flo. Hey, Kenny, by the way, how's my Wi-Fi? How's my video? Is it freezing today? Be honest. Nobody else say anything. It's freezing a little bit? All right. So just so you know, bro. In the last 3 weeks, I've spent about $600 trying to solve this problem. No, hear me out. So I have a brand new modem downstairs, but some people are now telling me that when you get your modem through Xfinity, it's not quite as good, right? So now I'm going to go buy some fucking $400 modem at the store. Hang on, right? I'm hardwired to a brand new fucking router as well, right? And I've gone up I've gone up as high as you can in terms of whatever internet speed I can, and it is fiber optic as well. So now some people are telling me I got to pay $200 a month just for like exclusive fiber optics. So whatever we need to do, but obviously, Kenny, that was not the update that I was looking for. Co-main event at bantamweight: Brian Petrie, Holly Holm -230, Yana Santos +195. Fuck.
I don't know what the internet situation is. Florida, John, what is going on there,
my twin brother, your biggest fan, lives 2.6 miles away. No issues whatsoever.
Yeah, so. that's absurd. I'm sorry, Johnny, but yeah, this is a good fight. I mean, listen, I'm down, so I should take Yana Santos, but I just can't. She doesn't throw enough for me. Her 3-round fight against Caitlin Vera, she threw 47 strikes in 3 rounds. You know what I mean? She just doesn't have the volume, and that's what Holly Holm does. The Caitlin Vera fight was weird. Holly Holm is probably, if not the most decorated female martial artist. I mean, she boxing, kickboxing, MMA. Her last fight, she looked like a professional Greco-Roman with all the clinching. I mean, she is trying to do it all. I think she needs to stay on the outside here. She hasn't had a finish since 2017 over Betskeda. And I would like to see, I nailed that, John. I nailed that name right there. Old Betch. I nailed Betch right there, bro. I like to see her a little more in space with her kicks and her punch. I mean, her boxing's top notch, right? And Yana has been finished on the ground. Holly can wrestle now. She's proven that. Cardio's never a problem. So as much as I want to go against opposite Ken Flo, I got to pick my spots, and this wasn't the one I'm going to pick. So I'm going to go Holly Holm as well.
All right, and we will go right back to you on the main event. Corey Sandhagen, coming off a TKO of Song Yadong last September, is -155. Marlon Chito Vera +135. Sandhagen has lost 2 of 3, but he has a green stripe on his Wikipedia page, and if he is the guy to upend Chito here and halt Chito's momentum, Sandhagen's next fight absolutely could be for a belt. I know we have a little bit of a logjam at 135 pounds. On the other side, Chito has won 4 in a row. And as the greatest finisher all time in this division, if he wins a 5th straight here against Corey Sandhagen, even by decision, his next fight's going to be for the title, even if it's fucking 12 months down the line. Brian Petrie, Corey Sandhagen, the favorite. Marlon Chito Vera, the underdog. We'll need a prediction right now.
I love this fight. I was bummed when they moved this fight because then I just had to wait longer for it. This is great A+ matchmaking. Listen, this is an interesting fight because Corey Sandhagen is a guy I'm very high on, and I'm high on Chito. I slept on Chito for a while, if I'm going to be honest with you, but he's different, right? I mean, Corey Sandhagen laid 169 strikes over Petrie, excuse me, and I think he might have won that fight. If you people, I went back and rewatched it. That was a very close fight. And Sandhagen against Song Yadong, physically, it looked great. Mixed in his wrestling, which, I mean, he didn't land a lot of takedowns, but he mixed it up and obviously opened that cut on Song Yadong. Then you got Chito Vera, who his last 3 fights has been outstruck, but it doesn't matter because he's built different. You know what I mean? The guy hits you, you feel it. The guy hits you, he hurts you. Corey obviously has never been finished by knockout. You know, Petrie dropped him, but obviously Aljo got him a submission. And I don't see a submission threat being here with Vera. Vera's going to keep this fight on the feet. Obviously, the easy prediction is Vera drops the first couple because that's what he does and then wins late. But this is a different guy. This is a different athletic dude here. And I got to be honest with you, I was going to take the dog no matter what. I think it's that even of a fight. And with Chito being the dog, I'm going to go dog here. I mean, I can't go against Chito with his streak. I think leg kicks are going to be a problem. He's going to slow down Corey with his movement, and give me Chito Vera here. Plus, I feel like he's earned it, right? He's been in the UFC forever. He's had 40 different haircuts, 40 different facial hairstyles. This guy needs a shot here. I'm a Chito guy. Give me Chito.
We did do an interview with Chito Vera, I think 4 or 5 weeks ago. You can check that out on the DraftKings YouTube channel right now. Just search Anik Florian, Chito Vera. If I know Ken Flo, this is one of the harder main events that he'll have to select all year. We've had both guys on the show. You really admire both of these guys. Corey Sandhagen, Chito Vera. You still reserve the right to abstain, Kenny, and I wouldn't be surprised to see you do so. But at least please give us your analysis and a prediction if you are so inclined.
I really do love this fight, John. I think you summed it up perfectly for me. Thank you very much. Sandhagen, I think, is a tremendous fighter who moves extremely well, and I think it's going to come down to that movement. I think he's got to be able to move in and move out without taking those calf kicks, leg kicks, and body shots from Chito Vera. And Brian, I thought you said it brilliantly. I think Chito is very good with his ability to slow you down over time. I think he's an absolute menace inside the octagon. He has finishing on his mind at all times during a fight. He's looking for a way not to win rounds. He's looking for a way to get you the hell out of there, no matter what. He's a killer. He will walk you down, but he's facing a guy in Sandhagen who knows how to avoid that kind of pressure extremely well. And if it does become a dogfight, I think Sandhagen can meet him there. I don't know if he wants to go there necessarily against Chito Vera, but I do think he's got that dog in him as well. But Chito tends to get stronger during a fight, and I have seen in the past there are times where Sandhagen can take his foot off the gas a little bit. So that is a concern. Sandhagen, if he does get off to a great start, he's got to keep it, and he's got to be smart later in this fight. I've been waiting for this fight for a long time, just like you, Brian. I am going to avoid picking it, but I will say this. I think, as far as, who wins, how do they win? I wouldn't be surprised to see Chito get a finish maybe, or Sandhagen win by decision. I think that's good. People are looking at this fight and picking a fighter. That's kind of how I would break it down on that level. But what a fight. Two of the best at 135 pounds in the world right now. I can't wait for it.
And I do feel like if I was allowed in this competition between you guys, I feel like I would probably abstain on a lot of these elite main events because it just seems so hard to me at the highest level, to make a prediction. All right. If you want more from Brian Petrie, the MMA Takes podcast, and at Brian Petrie MMA on social media, brother. Hey, have a great week, and we will talk to you in the not too distant future, I trust.
Awesome, boys. I'll see you. Fun show.
Thank you, buddy. There he is, Brian Petrie, with us here on the Anik and Florian podcast. So the fight was to happen at the UFC Apex. They moved it to San Antonio, Texas. That means a 30-foot octagon instead of a 25-footer. And it also means fans as opposed to no fans. That's the impetus for the move. I do think if you're Chito, matchup-wise, we saw Aljamain Sterling obviously beat Corey Sandhagen in the little guy. I do think that in this particular matchup, the octagon size is a factor, and I think the 30-footer favors Corey Sandhagen if he had to choose. All right, that is going to do it for us. Don't forget, an exclusive with Bilal Muhammad over on the Anik and Florian podcast YouTube channel, clips right here on the DK channel. And we are right back with you next week. Will it be Chito Vera or Corey Sandhagen? Perhaps only God knows. But thanks, everybody, for the support. And we'll talk to you in about 72 hours. Until then, see you later.